Hi everybody, today I want to talk about fiber and how it can affect your IBS, Crohn's, and colitis. My name is Mike DeHeligreka and I've helped many people heal from IBS, Crohn's, colitis, and other digestive issues when they've been on boring, bland diets and they've tried all the dangerous, expensive drugs. They used my content and they started using something called German New Medicine or German healing knowledge to help them put all these symptoms away. You know, these were people, some of these people, they were told by their GI doctors that, you know, hey, we're going to have to cut out your gut and you're going to have to wear a bag of poop for the rest of your life. And they gave their GI doctor the middle finger and they eventually stumbled onto my information and they got better. And the only way you can get better is if you understand what is going on behind the scenes, and that's what I'm going to share with you in this video. So the first thing people do when they get diagnosed with Crohn's and colitis and they start pooping their brains out is they think to themselves, you know, diet must be involved with this. You know, I'm not eating healthier enough. You know, what foods am I eating that are causing my digestive issues? They're also gonna, you know, fiber being one of them. Oh, I'm eating too much fiber, or I'm eating too less of fiber. How does fiber play into this? How does fiber play into this? So let's use something a little thing called logic, which is missing inside the modern medicine in the holistic medicine community. So bear with me here. This is very straightforward logic stuff. Are there people on this planet who eat a low fiber diet until the day that they die and they never develop these conditions? The answer is yes. Are there people who eat high fiber diets and never get these conditions? The answer is yes. Are there people, so just looking at it that way, fiber cannot possibly cause or prevent these gut conditions. You can make all sorts of crap up with statistics. Every statistics teacher will tell you this. Statistics is lying with numbers or persuading with numbers, whichever way you want to look at it. I think it's stupidity with numbers. Statistics are a viable tool. They're to help you guess what the mechanisms at play are important. But we've already tested fiber out enough. We've already tested food out enough. We know food does not prevent or heal or start IBS, Crohn's, and colitis. There are people who eat garbage every single day to the day that they die, and they never develop these digestive issues. Most people who are in the holistic movement, they're trying all these boring, bland diets. They can't have cake on their birthday. They have nothing to show for it. Every time they try to have cake on their birthday, you know, they're on the toilet until their next birthday. Diet has nothing to do with this. Maybe if you eat glass, maybe if you eat nothing but candy. No, even I'm going to say that even glass, eating glass and eating candy will never give you IBS, Crohn's, and colitis. Eating glass will mess up your gut. It will injure your gut, but it will never give you IBS, Crohn's, and colitis. We have to understand what these conditions are. What occurs 100% of the time with people with IBS, Crohn's, and colitis? What is 100% of the time? There's only one thing that's 100% of the time. If you look at these people's CT scans, they're going to have a ring-shaped formation in their brain, in their brainstem. This ring-shaped formation in the brainstem, exact location, all these people. They'll be in a specific area, because this encompasses quite a bit of real estate. But they're all going to be in the brainstem in a very specific location 100% of the time. All these other hypotheses about the gut microbiome and foods, their statistics are maybe 50%. Maybe 50% if you're lucky. And that's rolling a dice or flipping a coin. That's not reliable enough. I need to know what is causing it 100% of the time. And what this is an indigestible, these people had an indigestible morsel conflict. There is something in their life they cannot digest. I can't believe my crazy girlfriend said that to me. I can't believe my boss is such a jerk and didn't give me that promotion. I can't believe my teacher failed me on this exam. I've worked so hard. I can't believe that cop pulled me over. I'm so angry. I'm so mad. So when it's in the small intestine, it is indigestible anger. You might have a hard time remembering what that conflict shock is, that stressful event that caught you off guard. But you were angry about it. For people with Crohn's and IBS, what are you angry about? For those of you with colitis, you'll probably remember the conflict shock because it was an ugly indigestible morsel. A particularly ugly event. So before we go more into that, let's just rein home the whole fiber thing has absolutely nothing to do with this. When we add or subtract fiber from our diet, does this fix the problem? And the answer is no. I've seen people flip-flop from fiber, no fiber, high fiber, low fiber, all this stuff, different types of fiber, that type of fiber, and they still can't have cake on their birthday. They still can't go out on a date and have a glass of wine or eat some ice cream. And it's because fiber has nothing to do with it. It has absolutely nothing to do with it. It is in your psyche. It is in your thoughts that's running this significant biological special program. All of the tissues in our body were developed for a survival purpose. I have arms and muscles so I can stab my prey and keep people away and grab my woman and mate with her and have offspring. And I have all those other sexual organs to make offspring. I have digestive organs so that I can digest food and lungs so that I can breathe. All these tissues and organs are for a very specific survival purpose. Now, when our psyche, when our thoughts, when we experience a stressful situation, let's say I'm looking at my yard right now and I see some guy come up and he starts peeing on my property or something. I'm going to be pissed off and be like, what's this jerk off doing? I'm going to go over there and kick his butt. I'm angry about this. Who does this guy think he is? Angry at this guy. I don't think that would be a conflict shock, but it all depends on how you perceive it. It depends on your culture. It depends on what your parents taught you, what your teachers taught you growing up, what TV shows you watch and stuff like that. It's all about your perception and your past traumas. Those of you with colitis, you already know what that big stressful event was in your life. But when you experience this event, your body's going to try to help you survive. And it's going to turn on one of these special programs to help you survive. Okay, this tissue is designed to help me survive this situation. All right, put it in overdrive. So when we experience this stressful situation and we experience it as an indigestible morsel, our gut is going to build up extra gut cells. You'll see this when you get a colonoscopy, when the GI doctor, fondles your butthole and rapes you. You're going to see polyps on your colonoscopy. These polyps, and he's going to try to convince you that they're cancerous, and so he can fondle your butthole even more, so he can get his goodies off. But what they are, they're leftover extra gut cells from the conflict active phase. These extra cells were there to help you digest and absorb this indigestible morsel. And now that, you're no longer talking to your crazy ex-girlfriend, or maybe you guys kissing, you made up, maybe you finally graduated school and you no longer have to worry about exams. Maybe you're working at a better job, you resolve the conflict. Now we get rid of these extra gut cells. And that's when the diarrhea and the blood and the pain and the cramping starts. We develop food tracks when we turn on the TV and we see Dr. Phil, and Dr. Phil's going, oh, fiber's good. And then the next day is, oh, fiber's bad. We start, think about how your digestive issue, when we first get that flare, the first thing we do is blame it on food. And it's usually we blame it on dairy. We blame it on dairy because that's just what we're told, and then we blame it on gluten. We go, oh, my first flare, oh yeah, I remember I had milk and I remember I had bread. Well, guess what? Pretty much the whole world, they eat bread and dairy every single day, so it's like very easy to blame those foods. But it was you resolving an indigestible morsel. That's where your first flare came from. And it keeps on this, you get stuck in the healing phase because you keep encountering things that remind you of the conflict, and you keep encountering conflict relapses. So let's say you're in a bad relationship. One week that you are friends, the next week you're enemies. Friends, enemies, friends, enemies. And there's just, we got to build up gut cells. Oh, we got to get rid of these gut cells. And it just becomes a mess. And your intestines, and you're told it's food, you're told it's not food, you're told it's probiotics, antibiotics, and it just becomes this mess. You have no idea what to do. I have seen people start resolving these emotional issues, start resolving what's making them angry, and they, like literally overnight, all their food intolerances go away, and they don't have to eat boring salads. There's actually a few salads that I like. But you don't have to be stuck eating salads, and you can have cake on your birthday again. So ask yourself, especially if you have IBS Crohn's, something in the small intestine, ask yourself, what are you angry about? What are the anger themes in your life? If you have colitis, what was that big stressful event that happened around the time your digestive issues started? What were some stressful big events in your life around the time your digestive issues started? Instead of blaming food when you get diarrhea and all these fun symptoms, when you're sitting on the toilet, ask yourself, I am not allergic to energy and nutrients. This is ridiculous. What were the stressful events? What were stressful things that happened to me today? What did I get emotional about? And then dig into your past and try to understand why you've developed these patterns. You got to identify, and then you convince your subconscious that these things are safe and that these things are okay and that the conflict is over and the conflict is in the past. It is gone. Your body is not working. Your body is not broken. It is just running a significant biological special program that's stuck in the healing phase. You've been on overdrive for way too long, and we're paying the consequences. We don't know how to shut it off. We didn't even know it was on in the first place. I'm going to show you how to shut it off and get better. So that's all I have for you guys. You need to work on those, what we just went over. If you would like my help, I have something called the Rapid Gut Healing Program. But I have tons of free YouTube videos that go over this stuff. It is a new perspective, and it will take you a while to see things from this way, but it really works. So hit that subscribe button, guys. I have lots of videos coming out for you, and this stuff works. Just look at some of the people. These are people who'd been stuck on boring, bland diets and dangerous, expensive drugs. Nothing was working, and then they started using German New Medicine, and like it never happened. follow me, subscribe to me, and I'll show you all the different foods I'm eating. I eat whatever I want. I suggest you guys eat organic foods, but I eat whatever I want, and I have perfectly formed stools and no gut pain. And I want to show you guys how to live like a normal person again. So, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.